Hello and how are you? Today's module on responsible leadership will discuss the ethical challenges that public servants face around the globe. I'm Joan Dubinsky. I am the director of the UN Ethics Office based in New York. I am also a business ethicist working in the field for about 30 years. So come with me for the next several moments as we go through a number of ideas that describe the ethical challenges that face public service and their public servants, the employees and individuals who serve in governments around the globe, as well as in international organizations. In our conversation today, we'll talk about several concepts. Let me provide you with a brief oversight of the 7 videos that together make up this module. First, we will talk about the ethical challenges that we face in public service. Then, some definitions specifically around global values. We will then talk about, in our third module, ethics and culture, followed by the specific challenges that public and international civil servants face. We will talk about, in the 5th video, making responsible decisions. I will add in the 6th video some observations and conclusions, and we will close our time together with a discussion of resources available to you. Our first part will be on ethical challenges. As you have experienced, and as we all know, we all live in an imperfect world. The world we live in has strengths and weaknesses, just as our individuals, ourselves, our colleagues, our friends, the organizations we work with, and the organizations we work for. So we like to say that the real world is messy. So come with me as we talk about 2 ethical challenges that many, many people have faced around the world. And though I can't take a poll from my viewers today, I would wager that many of you have experienced very similar ethical challenges. So in our first challenge, let us imagine that one of your very good colleagues, a very good friend, asks you to lend her money, lots of money, but just until next Friday. She follows you into the cafe, loudly repeating her request and promising to tell everyone in listening distance what a generous person you are. I think you will agree with me that this is an ethical challenge. And why do we know that? Common facts, many individuals engaged in the situation, real-life ramifications, a conflict of values. Here, you may want to be a good friend and a good colleague, but you're asked to provide a loan of money, lots of money, and that's when you become a little bit uncomfortable. Your friend follows you into the cafeteria, assuming that you will say yes to her request, and tells everyone what a generous person you are. This puts you into a conflict. Do you keep a good friend and feel like you are forced to say yes to something that makes you uncomfortable? Are you now potentially ashamed or humiliated because you're not living up to the broadcast that your friend has made? I can't tell you the number of times that this situation occurs, but I do know this. Every time I have taught this case around the world, I get nods of approval among my class because this is a common situation. That's why we say the real world is messy. Let's take a look at another example of ethical challenges that we have faced, we are facing somewhere in the globe, and again, I imagine that one of us listening today will face this challenge in the future. This matter, this case, this hypothetical, occurs in a workplace, any workplace, not just one in government service. And we call this case, the real world is extremely messy. Let's pretend that you are a well-respected manager in your workplace. One of your most promising supervisors is an ordained minister in a proselytizing and evangelical church. You, the manager, have approved your supervisor's outside church-related activities according to the rules of your government or your organization. And these are the rules about taking second jobs. In your organization, a secondary job is okay, provided that the manager, you, have given approval. You've given approval so that this supervisor's outside activities are in the evenings or the weekends outside of normal work, and these outside duties do not involve or engage your organization's resources, computers, equipment, or time. However, several of your employees in your work group complain to you, the manager, that this supervisor starts each meeting with religious devotions. He displays religious imagery and religious quotes in his office. And he is extremely well connected politically and in the civil or civic community in which your office operates. What do we have here? A classic conflict of interest. And why do we know this is an ethical challenge? You've complied with the rules, yet your supervisor's behavior crosses the line into the personal part of his life, service as a minister, in your workplace. And in government workplaces throughout the globe, we try to be not in affiliation with any one particular religion, creed, or belief system, so that all who work there and all whom we serve feel comfortable. Obviously, the employees are not feeling comfortable, and you as the manager have a classic ethical challenge to resolve. So those are two examples of the kinds of challenges that we face in the public service. Our next part in this video series will look at definitions and definitions about ethics, values, and culture.